Well, the rain continues on. I'm going to jump on the side-by-side and ride down towards the back and see how my culverts are holding up, if they're still holding up. I did get the horses fed. I took them some hay and some feed over and dropped it off. And then they're doing wonderful. Don't forget, they're underneath the Coliseum. And we built that floor between 8 and 10 inches higher than the ground around it. So they're staying dry. Everything else is quite flooded with the several inches of rain we've gotten. And we're gonna drive down now. I'll jump in the side-by-side. I see the dry creek. Well, what's normally a dry creek is flooded out of its banks. So I want to drive over and check on my culverts, see how they're holding up. Don't forget that in May, we had so much rain that we lost both. We lost both of my culverts. I ended up putting 3 back in, and I thought they were packed down pretty good, but I can see over there now, I don't know what to expect. You guys jump on, let's ride down together. This will be interesting. Boy, am I good or am I good? I'm good. Y'all, I'm just good. I'm just that good. I was gonna actually push it open, but I don't want her to come out. You can see that I did move a couple of cows around today. I have Patsy and Waylon have joined the little gladiators up front. I would like to get Loretta over here also, and maybe even Trinity, but I have to catch them close to the gate to be able to open up and call them through. The reason I'm doing that is because Waylon has been quite the little jerky lately. He's been a little jerky with his little rage. So I want to give him his very own lady friends. Oh, now don't forget, those culverts right there are the toys that the bulls push around. I do not know if my culvert here is still in the ground or not. But what I will say, I'm not driving over it. I am not going to drive over that because I don't know what's going on over here. Okay, so I think that that's where my culvert's at. But you would be a fool to drive over that not knowing for sure. I can't see either side of it. So I do think that that clay right there is where my culvert's at. But I don't know how much is washed away, so I am not going to drive over that. Gary's Grove is still nice and dry. We have a lot of water pushing down through here from across the way. All right, let's go ahead and circle on around. I hope that culvert can ride this out. Let's drive over and have a peek at my second culvert. I'll tell you what, it's crazy to me that you can have a dry creek, a dry creek where there's no water runs through it. And then you get a couple of inches of rain and it's like a flash flood comes down through here. Look how fast this water's moving, friends. Look how fast that's moving. Oh no. Well, darn it. All right, so somewhere over here there was a second culvert. But to be honest, I don't know where it's at. I can't see it. So I don't know where it's at. I see a whole lot of stuff has washed up. So I do not know if my culvert is still there or not. And if it is, I don't know where it's at. So we're not going to drive over that one either. All right, one more culvert to check on. I'll tell you what, y'all. So The ground was already saturated last night from the rain that we've gotten over the last couple of days and last night. And now, to have gotten several more inches, and in such a short, and I mean short, period of time. You know what I wish? I wish all of that would float away. Wouldn't that be nice if all that trash would just float away for me? I've tried to burn it multiple times and have never been able to get it to burn. Well, looky here. Would you look at this? Guys, I do believe that our third culvert is fine. There's the clay. Now, I don't know if I can make it over to that culvert. We're gonna go real slow. I can see water shooting through the back of it. Isn't this something? The culvert that I thought for sure would have the most issues is the only one where we're still dry. And you know why that is? Because I dug that one a lot deeper. I dug a lot deeper on that one. So I have to go back that same way I just came because I don't have any other way to get across. So I'm just gonna whip it around here and we'll go right back across this culvert here, which I'm happy to say is still holding strong. And I'm knocking on wood as I say that. Except there's nothing wood. Waking up this morning to a whole lot nicer weather, I decided to give Rome and Rita their green hay here on the pasture to help get their feet out of that mud and muck that's all around the Coliseum there. What I want to do now is drive back and have a peek at my culverts. You know, yesterday we went over and had a look at them, and I'll be honest, today I do not know if we're going to have our culverts still in place or not. Your guess is as good as mine. I think one of them held up fine. The one that we went through last night, yesterday afternoon late, the third one I think is going to be okay. The other two were completely covered with water. And I'm guessing that all of that clay has probably washed off. Which means if it did, if all of that clay in only a 5-inch rain, if all of that clay could have washed off in only a 5-inch rain, then I'm gonna have to think of a different way, a bridge, I'm guessing, a different way to go across my pastures or to get from one side to the other through what is normally a dry creek. Now, if they did hold up, I would be surprised. I think you would be too. There was a lot of rushing water coming down through here yesterday. Well, looky here. Well, looky here. Would you look at this, guys? I do believe, now that's a mess. That's gonna be a problem. I don't know how I'm gonna clear that, but that will be a problem. But I do believe we're gonna be okay here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go check our one over here. Pond is nice and full. I'll tell you what, this dry creek is wonderful. It's crazy how fast that water can come up out of nowhere. But it goes right back down as fast as it came. There we go. Everything is wonderful here. No problems whatsoever. And you remember that yesterday all of this was covered in water. All right, looking pretty good here. Looking pretty good. One more. All right, guys. So far we have 2 culverts that are still intact, even being completely covered in rushing rainwater yesterday. And here we're coming up on culvert number 3. Guys, are you seeing this? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Now, don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of washout here along the side. I will have to address that with either bags of concrete or some kind of heavy rock. But the culvert, the clay that I'm driving on is still intact. Gary's Grove is still fine. Everything's wonderful. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. That's a thumbs up.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.